Coming up next, first a lawsuit. Tonight calls for a Sandag investigation into the South Bay Expressway over possibly incorrect tolls. Plus, cold case detectives need your help to solve a 50-year-old murder.
A bold new plan to revitalize San Diego's jail system. My one-on-one interview with Sheriff Kelly Martinez.
The Padres have hired a new manager. You'll hear from the skipper and we'll tell you everything you need to know about Mike Schilt.
Turkey dinners for the community and then a trip to Hawaii for the employees. We meet possibly the best bosses ever.
We are getting our skate on tonight.
And all for a good cause. We're live at the Reedy Children's Ice Rink
at Liberty Station.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now. Tonight, a former Sandag employee says some of the drivers on the South Bay Expressway are being charged too much, while some aren't being charged at all. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Shannon Handy in for Marcella Lee. That's according to the former director of accounting for Sandag. CBS 8's Brian White is live in Eastlake tonight with the lawsuit and questions related to the mischarges. Brian?
In a lawsuit filed Friday on behalf of the executive, she says she was fired November 7th in retaliation for concerns she was raising about toll system errors and mishandling of customer accounts.
At one point during a meeting, I had heard that there were 3,100 bugs identified in the system.
Lauren Warham is former director of finance and accounting at Sandag. While working with a team of consultants and accounting staff in September, she says they began noticing inconsistencies with the toll road system software known as ETAN.
It was at that time that I started making complaints that I felt like I wasn't being heard, that I wasn't being listened to. That's not what they wanted to hear.
According to Warham, the toll system for State Route 125 has been mishandling customer accounts. In the lawsuit filed by her attorney, Josh Gruenberg, quote, examples of these errors include money being deposited into the wrong account or an incorrect account being charged, end quote.
If a customer's credit card was charged, that those funds would go to somebody else's unrelated or wrong customer toll account. If a customer had driven through the SR 125 toll road, that those funds would not be deducted from their account because they had a zero balance. The system would look to another toll account and deduct it from an unrelated toll account as well.
According to the suit, Warren believes there may be errors in up to 45,000 customer accounts.
I felt that the system really should have been, disclosed and shut down, because if we cannot get those customer funds in the correct accounts, I mean, it's to me almost criminal that we continue to operate a system knowing this.
Do you feel you were wrongly terminated?
Absolutely. I felt I was wrongly terminated. It was very concerning that Sandag was basically misallocating customers' funds. I mean, those are personal funds.
Again, these are Warham's allegations. They've not been fully substantiated yet. In a statement from Sandag's CEO, she says that they cannot comment on personnel matters or possible litigation, but she says management has notified the board of directors about these concerns over the operational system for SR 125, and they're taking active steps to address these matters.
Yeah, Brian, the claims are pretty alarming. So if you're a driver who uses that tollway, who pays tolls, what do they need to do?
Well, if you have a toll service account or a fast track account, it's always good practice to pay close attention to what you're being charged so you could catch any errors if they do happen. But in light of these allegations, there are calls for an independent investigation into the South Bay toll operations. Carlo?
Much more to be said on this story. Brian White reporting for us live. Thanks, Brian.
The San Diego County Regional Airport Authority says as many as 84,000 passengers a day could move through San Diego this week. So if you're flying out of San Diego International, make sure you're prepared. There could be traffic getting to the airport because of construction at Terminal 1. Parking is extremely limited, so make reservations ahead of time or get a ride. Experts say to get to the airport at least 2 hours early to avoid traffic. And remember, be patient. Some good news if you are traveling by car this Thanksgiving. Gas prices keep dropping. Here in San Diego County, the average for a gallon of regular unleaded is $5.09 tonight. That's nearly 2 cents less than yesterday and more than 52 cents lower than a month ago at this time. Gas Buddy says prices could continue dropping after Thanksgiving.
A University City High School teacher accused of trying to pay a teenager for sex has pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors also say they found images of child sex abuse on devices when they searched Sean Stevenson's home. The 58-year-old was arrested last month and has been held without bail. The accusations against him do not involve any students at University City High School. According to court documents, text messages on a sex worker's cell phone led investigators to Stevenson. They hide in plain sight. Illicit massage parlors operating throughout San Diego County. Happening now, Lemon Grove is looking to become the latest city to crack down on illegal parlors. The city council is discussing new regulations that would make it harder for illicit shops to operate. We talked to the district attorney on challenges law enforcement faces when trying to shut down these illegal parlors ahead of the city council meeting tonight.
It has been more difficult and challenging to tackle than sex trafficking that occurs in hotels and motels, or labor trafficking that occurs in the janitorial or other industry, because it is so behind the scenes, so clandestine, so protected. Our laws don't really get to the heart of it as much as they need to.
And we will have more on that Lemon Grove City Council meeting at 10 and 11 tonight. And we'll hear more from the district attorney's approach to shutting down those illicit massage parlors.
We are learning more tonight about who the Padres have picked as their next manager.
News of a hire comes less than a month after Bob Melvin left the team. Jake Garriani is live at Petco Park with what the Padres are saying tonight. Jake.
Yeah, Carlos, Shannon, another year, another hire for the San Diego Padres. This will be the fifth manager A.J. Preller has hired since he got here in 2014. 6 if you count Rob Barajas, who finished out for Andy Green on an interim basis. Many fans were wondering which direction would the Friars go with this hire. There was talk of Phil Nevin, Ryan Flaherty, Benji Gill, but since the beginning, Mike Shildt was really the favorite, and now we know, yes, Mike Shildt will be the next manager of the San Diego Padres. Another thing fans were wondering was, what would this team look like after the passing of the great owner, Peter Seidler, who of course passed away earlier? People wondering, would the team pour in a bunch of money still? Would they still put rosters that are championship caliber out there on the field? Would the product on the field look the way Peter Seidler wanted it to look? And today, the new manager of the Padres gave us some clarity on that.
I'm going to be a big part in helping carry his vision for the San Diego Padres moving forward. So ultimately, us winning a first World Series championship for the San Diego Padres and for the city of San Diego. And I'm really excited about it. And so that'll be one way we can remember the great legacy of Peter Seidler. And I'm also excited about the ownership that exists and staying in the family.
Look, it's very clear. We talked with A.J. Preller, we talked with Mike Shildt, we talked with Eric Grupner, the CEO. Everybody wants to build on the foundation that Peter Seidler brought to this franchise and forever changed baseball here in San Diego. And everyone is hoping Mike Shildt is the guy that can lead them to the promised land. Coming up in sports at 6:50, we're going to talk a whole lot about what he brings as a manager and his time in St. Louis. So, Carlos, Shannon, we will see you then to talk about that.
All right, thanks, Jake. All right, it's time to skate with 8. The Rady Children's Ice Rink is back for its 27th year.
CBS 8 is a proud media sponsor of the rink, and tonight we are raising money for kids thriving after cancer. Our Jesse Begon and Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis joins us live from the rink at Liberty Station. You guys need to get out there, lace up those skates.
We did that earlier. We didn't break anything, thankfully.
We did not break anything. We were already out there. We wanted to get on some hard ground because we want to talk about the cause behind this all. We're having fun and games out here. As you can see, the rink is full of people. It's gotten fuller throughout the night.
Really has.
But again, at the end of the day, it's all for a good cause. Of course, the Light the Way campaign. And of course, tonight we're raising money for a specific cause for the Peckham Center. And we'll get to that in just a sec. But just to give you an idea, obviously this year's numbers, we won't get them until later on. But last year, 40,000 people came out to the rink as it was set up, raising more than $300,000 throughout it all for kids in need. I want to get to some information about this. I have Alex Loker here, who's the Vice President of Philanthropy with Rady Children's. Alex, thank you so much for being with us. Tell us a little bit about what the rink does and what it raises money for.
The Rady Children's Ice Rink raises money for our Thriving After Cancer program. Each year, approximately 200 to 300 new diagnoses will be received by kids at Rady Children's, and 80% of those will go on to be long-term survivors. It's not always easy to transition back into normal life, to go back to school, to not have hair, to maybe physically not feel the same. So resources are needed, and this rink makes all that possible.
After cancer, but unfortunately that means that kids have to go through cancer in the first place. And of course, sometimes it happens during the holidays, which is what the Light the Way campaign overall is all about. Tell us a bit about that and some numbers that you have of obviously, unfortunately, how many kids still have to go through this?
Yeah, it is, I mean, the hardest time, said by all, to have to spend it in the hospital. So we need to bring the holiday magic to them. I think last year we had about 300 kids who spent the holidays at Rady Children's, and we do our very best to send them home with their families. We, of course, want them to enjoy the holiday as well. So very important that we support them, bring the presents, bring the holiday magic to them.
Yeah, so the money, when people get into it and support, the money goes toward literally buying presents for kids, decorating a bit, bringing that spirit around.
Yep, the philanthropy will always need to do those things. Medical insurance doesn't. So our community comes together, they make donations to Rady Children's, they visit radyfoundation.org each holiday season, and we buy the gifts and we bring the magic, and it's really inspirational to see what our community does.
Alex, Rady Children's is one of the biggest children's hospitals in the country, one of the top ones as well. What does it mean for you guys to do something like this in comparison with all the other hospitals across the country?
I think it's phenomenal. I mean, being a nonprofit hospital and still one of the top 10 children's hospitals in the country, something we San Diegans should be very proud of. Philanthropy has a lot to do with that, and this community built this hospital to be what it is. So let's keep doing it. We need the very best medical care for our kids, including mine, who is just right here.
Alex, thank you so much. You're brave enough to still be on those skates. Go enjoy your night. Thank you so much. Guys, I want to get you some information real quick. Obviously, Skate with 8 tonight runs until 8 o'clock tonight. Some of us will be out here till then. Of course, as you can see, the rink will be full. You will not be alone. Tickets are $20 for adults. Kids and military, you get in for $15. Again, all that for the Thriving After Cancer program.
And that's right, and we're going to be out here all the way until 8 p.m. tonight, but you can still come out, and if you can't make it out, you can go ahead and go to our website, cbs8.com/community, to donate to, well, a great cause.
Absolutely, and again, all for the cause of the Light the Way campaign, which of course just helps bring Christmas and the holidays to kids who are unfortunately in the hospital at the time. Carlo, Shannon?
Such a brilliant way to support such an important cause.
Yeah, it is.
All right, thanks, guys.
And a lot of fun, too.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to get myself and my kids out there.
It is. It's, every year, after dark's better. The ice is more firm.
Yes.
You got to go after dark. That is.
You're going to go, right?
We'll try to get out.
I like to see you there on skates.
My ankles last year weren't good after
Just go slow and hang on to the edge.
I do that. Still at tonight. How long are Thanksgiving leftovers safe to eat? We verify. Plus.
We need to build more therapeutic spaces, more spaces where we can treat mental illness and some of the other needs of the people who are in our custodies.
And up next, Sheriff Kelly Martinez talks with us about her $500 million plan to revamp the county's jails.